Hi, this is CL Brown. I'm with my man Jimmy Kelly, and welcome to Pickup Lines, where we are going to go through today's action in college basketball and try and pick on the winners. Last week, we're not going to mention last week is the past. Let the past be the past. Okay? So let's jump right into it.
11-6 for the season, though.
That's yeah. Well, I'm
I'll
eight
take
and
that
nine.
all day long.
I'm fighting to get over the 500 hump, and this is the week. So
Get to
let's jump right
500.
into the game. The first game, a 4 o'clock game, which most cases would have been a marquee game, not the way that North Carolina is playing. We have North Carolina at Louisville. The Cardinals are a 9-point favorite. What do you think about this game?
Somebody get out the breathalyzer. Check me. I love the Tar Heels. They're going to battle. It's going to be close. Louisville's not playing that good. I know they just came off a big win, but they've been struggling. Um, I love Carolina in this one to keep it close and maybe win the game
Wow, wow.
if they
Well,
learn how to win.
it's funny. I mean, I like Carolina too, just because for some of the same reasons. Louisville mixed up their lineup now, and they have David Johnson, who's going to be starting at point guard. He's like young Simba, like he is going to be the Lion King at some point. But right now, he's still kind of working through freshman mistakes and everything. But you can see the talent. You can definitely see the talent with him. Um, but I think Carolina's played everybody close. Like they haven't outside of the Wake Forest game, which was gonna be a dud because of the way they lost to Duke. They just emotionally weren't ready to play that game. They have played everyone tight and been in positions to win. And I kind of like the matchup too. So I'm going with the Heels, and I will take the points at the KFC Yum Center. Also, a 4 o'clock game back here closer to home in the Triangle. Florida State is a 1.5 point favorite at North Carolina State. What you think about the Wolfpack? Big win against Duke.
Big win against Duke. They always play Duke tough. But they're not for real.
They won.
Florida State will wear them out. Florida State's good,
Florida State is very good. Florida State is very underrated.
and I don't believe in State. I mean, they're so up and down. Uh, Mostly down. Every once in a while up. Florida State's gonna get them even at home.
Well, we're 2 for 2 here in
Oh no!
yeah, I think the same thing. I think Markel Johnson had a great game against Duke, 28
Yeah, yeah.
points. You could tell from the start he was engaged and locked in. But you go back to Sunday and at Boston College, 4 point game, made some questionable decisions late in the game, had a big turnover late in that game. If I'm not mistaken, he had 6 turnovers that game.
Yeah,
Um,
not a
he's
good
too up
game.
and down. He's
And
he's
somebody called me last night and said they saw half of the state's team still out celebrating the victory at like 1:30 a.m. last night. I'm just saying. Fortunately, it's a 4 o'clock game, so they'll have a chance. But if it
yeah,
was noon, it'd be the lock of the day.
he's kidding, folks. Just he's kidding.
Am
But
I?
uh, but I think there is something to be said for that too, for them still maybe feeling a little chesty after the Duke win. So yeah, I think Florida State in this game will cover that. So we're 2 for 2. Let's move over to Cameron Indoor Stadium, 8 o'clock game. Virginia Tech at Duke. Duke is a 16.5 point favorite.
Oh man, let me get out my lucky coin. I mean, that's just a bad one. I think Duke will. I mean, I'll go with Duke at home. I mean, they've been blowing some teams out at home, and they're going to be way too strong for Virginia Tech.
Well, yeah,
It's a lot of points, but
it is a lot of points, but the way that they played against NC State was kind of atypical to me of the way they've been playing in this half of the season. They just weren't. They weren't focused. They weren't. They came out flat, which has been a tendency on the road for them. But I was trying to find the score when they beat Virginia Tech earlier at Virginia Tech. They won
yeah,
77-60.
that one was tight for a while. And then they took
It
over
was.
inside.
It won. And that Virginia Tech team, was a little bit different than the one that's going to come
Yeah.
to Cameron personnel wise and some of the injuries and everything that they've had. So yeah, it's going to be pretty brutal. I think
If you're gonna
probably
watch it,
Duke
get there
had
during the first
a rough
half.
week of practice, I imagine, after losing that game
Yes.
to NC State. So they're going to come in focused, and I take Duke, and I will give you those points. Let's swing out to the West Coast. It's a 9:00 start. You have Oregon at Arizona. Arizona's a 4.5-point favorite at home.
Quack quack. Give me the
This
Ducks. They've been struggling a little bit lately, but I mean they're tough, and they just. I mean, they came back at the end, I think, the last game and made it close. They were losing the whole game, actually took the lead. I mean, look for them to do the same thing. They'll probably be losing and then come through down the stretch with Pritchard, the point guard. He's best player in that conference, I think.
I agree with you on Pritchard. I do not agree with you on the game itself. I am taking Arizona at home.
Wildcats.
Yes, they're a different type of team when they play at home. I think they will cover that 4.5. The marquee game of the day is the first game of the day, noon game.
12 o'clock.
Baylor. What did you say?
I said, yeah, 12 o'clock.
Yeah. You have Baylor at home playing host to Kansas. Big implication for the conference race in the Big 12. Bigger picture, big national implication in terms of NCAA tournament seeding. Baylor is 13-0 in the conference. Kansas is 12-1. What do you think about it?
I mean, Baylor at home, the spread's what, only 1.5?
1.5.
Baylor hadn't lost at home yet this year. I know that Kansas is good, but I'll take Baylor all day long. Their defense, and at home, they're going to be fired up, even though it's a noon game. I think the fans will be out there and they will be pumped up for this one. I like Baylor at home.
So Baylor handled Kansas in the first meeting in Lawrence, 67-55. Jared Butler had 22 points for Baylor in that first meeting. But I'm going rock, chalk, Jayhawk in this.
Oh, my.
I felt like I went back and forth a little bit on this game. I think Baylor kind of caught Kansas off guard in that first meeting. Like Kansas, I don't think respected how good
they didn't know how good they were. Yeah.
That was earlier in the season. I think that was about game 14 or so in the season. And so now they know.
I mean, I think Baylor's the best team in the country.
Baylor is definitely, I mean, they're a legitimate number one team. I take nothing away from them, but I think
so you're gonna go against the home team that you say is the best team in the country.
Against the home team.
It only has to basically win the game. Oh.
I don't think they're a juggernaut. I think the best team comes with especially in a season like this in college basketball.
But the best teams lose on the road, not at home.
Well, the best team can lose to Kansas.
Today.
They can lose to Kansas. That first game, too, I mean, Devin Dotson, 9 points. I think he was 3 for 10 shooting. Azubuike for Kansas only had 6. Like their best players weren't playing at a high level that game. I think that's changed this time around. So let's go ahead and sum this up. We both took Carolina at Louisville. We both like Florida State to go in and win at NC State, cover that. We both took Duke at home against Virginia Tech. And in the once we got outside the ACC, we vary.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we did. And Oregon, I like the Ducks.
Duck
Donuts this morning. That was the sign.
I've been bigger on Oregon as a team this season than I have, but I just don't like them today. I don't like them to cover that. I'm sticking with Arizona at home. And you did the flip side. You took Baylor at home. I'm taking Kansas. So
love Baylor at home.
Still got some ground to make up. I'm looking at those two games to make them up. Well, some of it anyway. Well, that will wrap up this edition of Pickup Lines. Click on clbrownhoops.com for more coverage of ACC basketball. And please click on that like and subscribe button on CL Brown Hoops YouTube channel.